Good evening. Happy Monday night to you all as we're back here live on the Fight Game Media Network's YouTube channel to recap the highs and lows from Monday Night Raw as the road to WrestleMania begins this Saturday at the 2026 Royal Rumble from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's good to be back on the wrap for your listening and viewing pleasure to get you ready for the first leg of the road to WrestleMania. I'm Keila Cash, and by my side, as always, is my co-captain, my right hand, the sometimes advocate for the rapidly improving Rin Sinclair from NXT. I bring to you back on the wrap, as always, the one, the only, fresh-shaven babyface, salty Scott Young. Welcome back.
Yeah, got a fresh cut, got it all. And as always, it's a pleasure to chop it up and talk all things WWE. I'm excited about the show we're going to have today. And I can tell you we will be more on point than that storm that was supposed to hit the East Coast.
Listen, the storm was on point in certain areas. You were spared. Be thankful. Atlanta got like a light dusting of ice. Other areas, not so lucky. But according to forecasters, round two of a potential blizzard is coming to the east and southeast and the northeast this weekend.
Well, definitely prayers up and, safety for everyone who did get hit. But let me tell you about the ones who didn't get hit. For all of us who just got a little bit of snow, okay, got a little bit of ice, let me tell you something. I got a lot of bread. I got a lot of water. I got 2 jugs of milk. Okay, kids don't have school, so they ain't got nothing to do. They just running around the house. They got to take them sledding all around this ice. It's a lot going on right now, okay? A lot going on.
Listen, you have a lot of bread to make some great bologna sandwiches. You can use it for some Spam, ham, Oscar Mayer. You can do that. You can have like cereal with the milk. You can find ways to use what you brought to your best uses possible. But I have a question for you because I saw this video circulating online within the last few hours. Would you ever scoop snow up in a bowl and use it as dessert?
Let me tell you something. I'm not that desperate. I got a whole container of sugar. If I need some dessert, I can just go get a spoonful of sugar and make that medicine go down. Ain't nobody gonna get me to be cracking ice and put it in a bowl as for dessert. Nah, not me. I can tell you that.
I saw this video. I swear they scooped up snow, put it in a bowl, and they mix it with like chocolate chips and like some chocolate and some Watkins. First of all, what you know about Watkins? Vanilla extract. What you know about that? That's an old school ingredient that they was using for this snowball concoction, using sprinkles and whipped cream. And I'm like, all that toxins, all that pollution you're putting in your body from that snow. Ma'am, what is wrong with you?
Especially when I'm sure they got milk. I'm sure why didn't they just make their own ice cream? I mean, like,
exactly.
Why didn't you just you should have just set your ice cream outside. It would have stayed cold. And then you could have just had whatever you wanted anyway. What I saw the snow was people trying to burn it with some fire and it's not burning and it's not melting. But that's the snow that y'all want to make ice cream with. Listen, I don't judge, but do you?
I'm judging. That is the dumbest shit I've seen in a very long time. Go to Dairy Queen if you want ice cream. If you want a blizzard, go to Dairy Queen and get that naturally versus whatever that is. I'm just trying to figure out, what do you know about Watkins vanilla extract? What do you know about that? That's an old school ingredient. What do you know about that? That's pure vanilla. Yeah. Old school from the lab from 1885. That's how old that is. But you do you. When you could have just got like some ice cream from your store and made it that way, or slow churn some ice cream naturally. But oh no, let's go out in Mother Nature and get the pollution-filled snow, please.
Yeah, especially since it's been sitting there. Like, you don't know what animal's been walking over your driveway. You don't know what's going on over there. Nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on. If you ain't catching it in the air, I'm not messing with the snow.
Listen, I love snow cones. I don't love snow cones like that to get me an actual snow cone and eat it from the snow. No, sir.
Yeah, that's wild.
But shout out to Fernando, already in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Good late evening to you as well. He was very happy about Monday Night Raw, very excited for the Rumble. We will get to Rumble talk in just a moment. But before we get to WWE talk, it's now time to dive into our second favorite conversation, which is the NBA. Now, we were last seen a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sure some things have changed in the NBA regarding the standings. So let's go to the NBA Western Conference, shall we? See how things are shaping up for our teams out west. So, as of right now, as of today, we have number one in the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 37 and 10. Number two, the Spurs, 31 and 15, tied with the Nuggets, 31 and 15 as well. The Rockets, number four, 28 and 16. Scott's Lakers, number five, 28 and 17. The Suns coming in at number six, 27 and 19. The Timberwolves also 27 and 19. The Warriors are at the eighth spot, 26 and 21. Trailblazers, 23 and 24. The Clippers, who are surging recently as well, are 21 and 24. The Mavs, 19 and 27. The Grizzlies, 18 and 26. And then we bring up the rear with the Jazz, the Kings, and the Pelicans. So, Scott, your thoughts on the West as we inch closer to the All-Star break?
It's just a gauntlet, man. 1-2 games can change a lot. My biggest thing is I don't want to hear nothing about Jokic not having no help. They like 6-2 without that man. Okay. Watson out here trying to get most improved on a late run. I'm not trying to hear nothing about Jokic don't have no help because they look like a top 10 team. Maybe not top 4 like they are, but a top 10 team without him. Not trying to hear it anymore.
Hey, they got a bench. They got reserves, backups, 7 and 3 in their last 10. Very impressive stretch. They're doing good. And, the Lakers are right now in the playoffs right now if the season ended today. But in more somber news for Scott, LeBron did not get voted as an all-star for the first time in his illustrious career. He'll probably get picked as a reserve if he opts to take that. But that is quite the streak that has come to an end for the King.
Yeah, all things must come to an end. I hope LeBron gets picked and waits all the way up until the game day and is like, you know what? I'm good. I don't want to play anyway. Y'all not gonna vote me in after all that? Yeah, I'm not playing, but it sucks, but that's okay. That's just another streak of bronze that's coming to an end. I will tell you this though. My man's getting that third team all NBA. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna call that right now. He's getting that third team all NBA.
Look at you being humble for third team, not first team, not second team, third team. That represents growth for you to realize where he stands in life at this stage of his career, that you are a realist. And I appreciate that because if this was 5 years ago, you would have him first team everything.
As he should, and he absolutely deserved it 5 years ago. But this man is 41. He trying to play golf on his off days. He ain't working out. He ain't in that hyperbolic time chamber like that. This dude is just trying to work, trying to play ball, and then just go play some golf. And Fernando, my thoughts on the drama and the sale of the Lakers. Let me tell you something. That drama is some BS with Jeannie. Okay, she's just trying to keep herself relevant because nobody cares about her no more now that she done got rid of the Lakers. She has no relevancy anymore, so she's trying to stay relevant, tarnish the King's name because she know that man leaving for that homecoming farewell tour next year. And what's up, David? How you doing, man?
Yes, I read that article Wednesday morning en route to work. And I was like getting to the LeBron tea. I was like, Jeannie, whatever. What you should be ashamed about is the fact that you told your half brother he should have never been born because your dad had an agreement with your mother at the time. Well, you're not going to have any more kids, right? And then he messes around and has some more kids. And then you basically call your brother a spare heir that shouldn't have been born. The audacity of you. We need to talk about that. Wake that up a little bit.
And then, she mad because he drafted Bronny, Like, you mad he drafted Bronny, but you not mad that you got the Lakers because of who your dad was. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So, it is what it is. It's just another day in the land of LA.
Yes. You sold the team for $10 billion. It's in better hands. You got paid.
You
So
got
move
paid.
on. Got paid richly. Like, you're stupid rich, So good for you. Sit back, relax, chill out. You basically sold out your entire family to get this deal done. So go ahead. Do you live your life? Congratulations to you, madam. Focus on wow, women of wrestling. Focus on that.
Man. Yeah. So I forgot. She does have WoW, doesn't she? She lost AJ Lee and lost the Lakers. She still got WoW though.
Yes. Still amazingly in syndication. I
What?
can't believe it.
What is that on?
On some station that
The
agrees
Roku channel?
Listen,
what is WoW on?
Listen, it's on some local affiliate in America where you live, as do I.
Okay.
Trust me.
David or Fernando, y'all let me know what WoW is on because I can't find it. It must be on the Roku or Pluto channel, one of those two, because it ain't on Tubi. Tell you that.
Dude, it's on your local CW station. That's where it is. Somewhere buried at 2:00 in the morning on a Saturday night. So
here we go, David.
David, now you know that it's not true. I mean, you always come up with some of the greatest spoilers and rumors that are so unbelievable.
Oh,
I do love your consistency. I do.
Shout out to David.
Yes. As we get to the East, as it stands right now, is as follows: the Pistons, 33-11. Number 2, the Celtics, 29-17. The Raptors, 29-19. Number 3. Number 4, the Knicks, 27-18. The Cavaliers, number 5, 28-20. The 76ers, 24-21. Number 7, the Heat, 25-22. The Magic, 23-22. The Bulls, right at 500, 23-23. My Hawks pulling in at number 10, 23-25. The Bucks, 18-26. The Hornets, 19-28. And then we bring up the rear with the Nets, the Pacers, and the Wizards.
Yeah, shout out to Trae Young's Wizards. Y'all better get that jersey while you can. I can tell you that.
That's your one takeaway from all of that.
I mean, shout out to the Pistons. That's cool. We done talked about Boston. They doing their thing. If the rumors, they trying to get Triple J from Memphis. So if that happens, that changes things a little bit. But Detroit's pretty good. But my biggest takeaway is y'all need to get them Wizards jerseys, Trae Young jerseys while you can, because that will be a throwback starting next year.
Ensure the collector's item for when he was there and when he will leave, because he's not staying there for very long. We can pretty much assure you of that. And Fernando, yes, your Bulls are improving. They are slowly but surely rising the ranks. They're right at 500. Derrick Rose's number got retired a couple of days ago, so they're on an upswing. Benny the Bull is not slipping and sliding on the court due to ice. So you're moving on up, Fernando. You're moving on up.
Yeah, but you caught that L tonight to the King. That's okay. Luka dropped a nice 45 piece. LeBron had 20 in 13 minutes. It's just how it goes sometimes.
Of course, you would brag about that to explain why they're exactly at 23-23. Whatever. Go ahead and have your little moment. Brag about it. Make a sandwich because you have plenty of bread to make a sandwich in honor of the King. So
a whole lot.
Yes. And hello, Steven Chambers. Go Pistons. Yes, go Detroit. Detroit basketball is back. So I love that. So Fernando also thinks whoever acquires Giannis is going to win the championship.
It depends on where he goes. If he goes to Golden State, they're going to have to give up a few pieces to get him. And I don't know if they're going to have enough, especially with Jimmy being out. But if he ends up going somewhere that's in contention right now, that could end up being true.
Yes. And David, that's a lovely fantasy that you can play on 2K27.
It would be a great match, though.
It would be great. It ain't happening anytime soon. Trust me when I say so. With that being said, let's get to some WWE talk. Let's get to Monday Night Raw going down live from the Scotiabank Arena where the Raptors play in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It was a cold, frigid, snowy night, but the fans turned up and showed out tonight in Toronto. And we will talk about the opening segment involving AJ Styles coming out. Now, there is a lot of speculation that this could very well be the final week of AJ Styles' career in WWE. We'll get to Saturday night's main event in a bit, but he talked about, his career, the last time potentially being this Saturday at the Royal Rumble against Gunther. But he wants to do this proper retirement tour, have his favorite matches against many people, possibly outside of WWE. And that leads to our World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk, because AJ Styles mentions that he would like to be World Heavyweight Champion one more time. And Punk says, you know what? I would love to do it, but you might not be here after this weekend. So how can we do something for the people in the event you lose? Because maybe you put your career on the line a little bit too soon. So they said, well, why not wait until next week or before Saturday? Let's do something tonight. So AJ originally wanted to face Punk, a number one contenders match. If he wins, he gets a shot at the title. If he beats Gunther at the Rumble, CM Punk says, listen, I'm a man of my word. I'm a fighting champion. Let's put the championship on the line tonight, one-on-one in Toronto. And that was the main event. It was teased on socials recently because of them doing a house show match together in a tag team. But now we get to see this match, dream match, first time ever in WWE, one-on-one, AJ Styles versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, a decent job setting it up. CM Punk did absolutely came across like, yeah, you're not winning the match, by the way. Just wanted to come out and say my goodbyes before you say goodbye. Absolutely came off that way, but you could tell they were setting the match up. CM Punk's defending the title 2 weeks in a row, so he's definitely keeping that going. I'm hoping this somehow comes back to bite him. I think, with him doing this over and over again, it's got to come back to bite him at some point where he's just throwing out these open challenges. But it did a good job of setting the table, giving you a nice hook for the end of the show, keeping you involved. I thought they did a good job throughout the show with the video packages and whatnot of kind of building both guys up and letting them know that this could be the last time we see these guys face off. And then talking about the possibility of AJ Styles going into the match as champion this Sunday. So I thought it was a good job throughout the show, good start, which led to a good match at the end.
Very true. And then Steven comes back. Knows Toronto, whole lot better crowd than Montreal. I thought that the Montreal crowd Saturday was pretty good. The Friday crowd, less people were there on Friday for the 2-for-1 special. WWE might not want to run markets back to back for SmackDown and Saturday night's main event. It seems like it kind of dilutes the market for SmackDown with a bit more energy for the Saturday night's show the next day.
Well, yeah, I think they realize nothing big is going to happen on Friday Night SmackDown if we got Saturday night's main event coming up the following night. Homeboy is going to be there, the hometown boy is going to be there, and Sami Zayn. Yeah, the crowd favorite right there. So why show up Friday when I can just be there Saturday and get my real money's worth? I get a title match, Cody and Fatu going at it. Yeah, I'll skip Friday and show up Saturday.
Yes, that's my philosophy too, as I went to sleep on SmackDown about 90 minutes in and did not miss a thing. I'm telling you, like these 3-hour shows, I can't survive. I wake up, I go on the timeline, and I realize I didn't miss much. I only missed Randy Orton vibing off of Trick's music, hitting the Dougie before hitting the RKO. I missed that. I woke up and I replayed it on the timeline. I was like, "Good, you go ahead. You go ahead, Randy. You have fun. You enjoy your moment."
I know we're going to talk about Saturday night's main event later on, but let me just say this, and then we can keep going. Trick Williams, man. I know we talked. We spent a lot of time talking about Oba and how he's the guy and how he's ready and all this stuff. If there's one person who has made the transition from NXT to the main roster seamlessly, I think male or female, Trick Williams, man, has. I think he's done a phenomenal job as far as just making the transition and fitting in seamlessly with the main event stars. I think he's done an incredible job so far.
Yeah, presentation has been everything. He's a star. The first promo, his matches, they've been up and down for me a bit, but he'll get there in terms of like give him a great opponent and he'll show up and show out. That will come in due time. But in terms of like star power, aura, presence, charisma, the fans love him. And it's going to be a fight between the fans and WWE in terms of how long you want to keep Trick a heel, because I think he's a natural born babyface that can deliver a whole lot for SmackDown heading into WrestleMania season. I truly believe that. You can't fight that tide too much longer. He's just too over, too charismatic to be booed.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't think he'll be healed very long either.
Yes, and look, the clean white fits, keep them coming. Just clean white fits, lemon pepper steppers, can't go wrong with that at all. As we get to a very good 6-woman tag team match to kick off the in-ring action for the night, involving the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and the Women's Champion of Monday Night Raw, Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan, Big Sexy, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. So I guess Kevin Nash anointed her Big Sexy. I'm not mad at that because he gave her the advice that basically revitalized Raquel's career over the last year or so. Embrace that gimmick, run with it. And I really enjoyed this match. Everybody balled out, kind of a continuation from what they did on Saturday night's main event. Io Sky was a babyface in peril until Rhea Ripley cleaned house, had some nice near falls mixed in. The finish was really clever when we had Roxanne and Liv try to go for this combo code breaker Russian leg sweep that backfired when Io went for a drop kick off the top rope, which allowed Rhea to hit Roxanne with the riptide for the 1-2-3. Notable how Liv is being positioned when you're on the losing end twice in 48 hours, how you could possibly maybe, I don't know, potentially be winning the Royal Rumble on Saturday.
A few things to me stood out throughout this entire thing. First of all, the Judgment Day came out to 3 separate entrances, not a unit theme, 3 separate entrances. I thought that was very interesting considering they are a unit, they are a faction. Why wouldn't they come out to one theme? Another thing, I've only heard the first 10 seconds of Roxanne's theme. Then we always cut the lips. So I don't know what the rest of her song sounds like. I thought Raquel looked great coming out. The Big Sexy thing fits her. The other thing that was very telling was Stephanie comes out, gets a nice reaction. Io comes out, gets a great reaction, but Rhea Ripley still gets the pops of monster pops when it comes to male or female wrestlers on the roster. And it's very telling that the world champion is getting a less reaction than each of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I think that's something to keep an eye on as well. I know we're trying to elevate other women, but it might be time to move those two back into that singles division and get that title back around one of them too. But I just thought that was very telling that the world champion is getting a noticeably smaller reaction than each of the tag champions individually. Like you said, the match was really good, nice pace between them, and they continue to make the tag champions look strong. So I good segment all around, but we either need to give Stephanie a big boost and get her rolling, or it might be time to move on and just have a little bit of a reset with her.
WrestleMania season is going to be a big test. Whoever wins the Royal Rumble is going to decide a lot. We have to account for the Elimination Chamber too in the event someone from Monday Night Raw does not win the Royal Rumble match. So yeah, this is going to be basically a lot on WWE to heat up Stephanie with a great opponent that can showcase her, and the opponent can shine as well. That has not been the case for most of her run. I know she's been injured a little bit, but her feud with Nikki Bella wasn't it. We'll see how it goes with Raquel, but it's ultimately, if you're going to have her as champion heading into WrestleMania, who is going to be her opponent? Will it be a Liv Morgan potentially? Could be, because Liv has been a runner-up at this Royal Rumble for the last few years. Is it her time to finally get the W to cause more tension with the Judgment Day heading into WrestleMania? I don't know. We're going to have our picks in a bit. But yeah, they have to pick someone that is going to be comparable to Stephanie in the ring, and they can just go out there and ball. But as you said, it's telling that even though Rhea Ripley is in a tag team as one half of the champions, she is by far the biggest star in that division still. That the fans were basically begging for the hot tag midway through that match. They wanted to see Rhea tear up shop, and she did when it counted most. But we shall see how they present Stephanie and her opponent, possibly maybe a WrestleMania, in the weeks to come. I just think the creative team so far have done a disservice to Stephanie's run as champion.
Yeah, and she was hurt too, so it's definitely not her fault because we've seen how over she can be. But I just think you have too many options right now. I mean, between Rhea and Io, even Liv Morgan, when she came back, the reaction she got, and I don't think they've done her really any favors since she's got back. They haven't really protected her. Like you said, we'll see what happens in WrestleMania season. We still do have the Elimination Chamber. We're absolutely going to get a women's chamber match. I think she loses the title at the chamber.
We shall see. We shall see indeed who the heat up heading into WrestleMania season. Speaking of the Judgment Day, we had a moment of respect between CM Punk and Finn Balor backstage after Finn Balor's very strong performance in his home country last Monday on Raw. And then Finn Balor was given some advice by CM Punk saying that maybe it's time for you to drop Judgment Day, drop that piece of crap, Dom Mysterio, and find your way back to this championship somehow, some way. There's the Royal Rumble. There's opportunities for us to meet again, but it's about what you want. It's how you want to leave your legacy in WWE when it's all said and done. Because listen, the numbers are dwindling. John Cena's retired. AJ Styles potentially is going to be retired by the Royal Rumble. Like, there's not a lot of us left here. So you need to kind of step up and decide what you want to do to leave your mark in a good place in WWE. So Finn Balor, motivated by this advice, he's going to go to Adam Pearce, basically saying, hey, man, can I get in this Royal Rumble match? I am declaring for the Royal Rumble. And Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce told that man, I ain't got it. I'm at capacity. I got 30 guys. I'm full. You're too late. You already had your championship shot, as did Bron Breakker, by the way, Scrap Daddy. So if that's the case, shouldn't Bron be out of the match too? You snooze, you lose. It's too late for you too. He basically told him, man, I ain't got it. I wish I could help you. I have no spots open. So Finn does something at the end of the show, reeking of desperation as a way to find his way, find a pathway back to the championship. If you can't be a part of the Royal Rumble match yourself, Scrap Daddy, you ain't shit. You really not. You telling me that all 30 spots have been filled by who? Grayson Waller? Really?
Let me tell you something. I gained a little respect for Grayson Waller when I saw him giving old Kofi or Xavier a fade in the back. So, you know what? If he can be a little bit of a barber, you know what? That's cool. He earned his spot with that. But let me tell you something. I'm about sick of Adam Pearce. Okay, this man is touching employees. He's got the Rumble filled. I looked online. I only saw about 8 names that had declared for the Rumble. Okay, and this man said that I'm guessing he got 15 slots. Yes. All 15 of his slots are filled. Boy, you better stop. Okay, he didn't get a match or something. Can I get a match or something for it? Like, what are we doing right now with Adam Pearce? We got to figure this out because this man is out of control. Okay, I'm done with this man. Finn Balor came respectfully, like there was no malice. It was pure respect. So this little devilish side of Finn Balor, the demon that he's bringing back out, that's all on Adam Pearce. If I'm CM Punk, I'm mad at Adam Pearce. That only happened because of him.
Yes. Fernando knows that phone call got Adam shook. Now the question is, who was on the phone? Was it The Rock from TKO? Because now we know he's got some time now. You know, award season is over. because he wasn't nominated for an Oscar. So now he's got time to resume his role as a member of the board of directors of TKO. So maybe the call is coming from the higher ups that are above him in WWE to facilitate the unsuspension of Bron Breakker and telling all of us that all 8 spots of the Royal Rumble is filled, even though there's 30 spots yet to be filled completely. But I digress. So maybe he collaborated with, I don't know, NXT's Ava. Maybe there's some NXT spots being allocated for the Rumble. He talked to Nick Aldis, they collaborated on the SmackDown number of people. And then we have the legends coming in and, surprises are due. So that's why it's full, Scott. That's why there's no availability for the Rumble. Even though, as you said, published on Wikipedia, 8 people have declared.
So let me get this right. This man saved a spot for somebody who breaks the walls down and acts like a Judas, but he can't find a spot for the Demon Finn Balor. This is absolutely ridiculous. If I see an X-Pac, if I see a Road Dogg, if I see any of those type of people in this match, I'm gonna lose it because there's no. And like you said, even a Grayson Waller, even if he gave me the meanest fade in the world, I might have to be like, hey, Grayson, you're going to have a match with Finn for that spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I've ever heard somebody say they're all the spots are filled up. Because I guarantee come Friday, Nick Aldis will be like, well, we're going to have a match for that last spot on SmackDown. This is just crazy talk to me.
It is wild. It is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Even R-Truth would present his balls to Scrap Daddy to say, hey, you have a spot for me? You can put it in the tumbler and see what gives potentially. I don't know. But Finn has a plan. We'll talk about it in a bit. But speaking of Scrap Daddy, Paul Heyman and the Vision came out at the top of the second hour and they called out Scrap Daddy. And Scrap Daddy basically conceded, yeah, I was wrong. I put my hands on Bron Breakker. My bad. So therefore, you're reinstated. And then you're in the Royal Rumble, as is Austin Theory and Big Bronson Reed and Logan Paul. You're all in the Rumble. Congratulations. And yeah, hey, Austin, you got knocked out with those brass knucks last week by Rey Mysterio. You're going to get your revenge tonight against Rey one-on-one. He's so magnanimous, so giving. And the match takes place. And then I think Rey legit got hurt, which is awful. And then that allowed Theory to win the match very anticlimactically. So I hope that Rey's fine, first of all. But Adam Pearce just saying yes to everything. Very anticlimactic. All this buildup, all this tension, and then it leads to a whole lot of nothing. The Vision stands tall, and they're all in one accord to make sure that Bron Breakker wins the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I got a feeling Logan Paul's going to end up throwing Bron Breakker out or something like that. You talked about that baby first turn for Logan Paul. Here we go. So, yeah, I don't know what the point of Adam Pearce growing a set of balls just to have them clipped in the next week was. I don't know what the point of it was, and I still would have liked for Bron Breakker just to spear him out of his boots anyway. Yeah, I'm already in. Can't take me out now. Spot's already filled, right? So, yeah, it is what it is. Adam Pearce is the worst.
Yeah, and great point, Kevin. This is how WWE creative team is hot and cold. If you watch WWE Unreal, you are amazed by how certain people still have their jobs in that company. Because I got through the first 3 episodes and I just sat there, Scott, and was amazed at the incompetence on display of specifically the Chelsea Green question of if she wins the championship back from Zelina Vega, who does she face? And Triple H said, well, she's beaten all the baby faces. Now what? I don't know, Paul. Build people up. I don't know. You tell me what you should do. That's kind of where we are.
turn her baby face. I mean, like, what do we? What? Don't listen. Between that, the incompetence, and then just the bald face lying, it's you can take your pick. I mean, Chelsea Green is literally the definition of a utility player where you can put her against anybody and she will get the desired reaction that you want because she's that good and people just care about her and want to see her. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard when it comes to somebody like Chelsea Green, who has gone out there every time, no matter what you've given her, and made the most of it. Ethan Page is right there if you need something to give her a little extra oomph. So it's like Chelsea Green is not the issue, fellas.
It's you.
Right.
It's y'all. Michael Hayes, Bruce Pritchard, Road Dogg, all of y'all. Like, Lord, this brain trust. We got to work on this. God bless Ryan Ward. God bless you, brother, because you are our only hope in that room.
They showed that man's face so that way they could be like, you see this? We put a brother in charge and look at what happened. That's a setup right there. Okay. That is a setup right there waiting to happen because they're not going to let that man have no control. They're going to be overruling everything he tries to do. And they're going to put him as the face of it. Y'all not slick. Y'all trying to set that man up. I already know what's going on.
Listen, he ain't going to be my fall guy because I'm looking right at Paul like it's going to be on you. Like, it really exposed what the problem is. We need some young, diverse voices in that room because Lord have mercy.
Woo! I'm with you, Fernando. But we've been known that. Now he's just showing the world.
We've been new. It just reveals itself in ways like you just can't imagine. That, oh, Lord Jesus. Between that and Road Dogg crying about R-Truth not being able to cut his hair. I need a moment. I'm so emotional about this because I don't know what the fuck you want me to do, Paul. Because, like, I'm trying to give ideas. I'm just going to shut the fuck up because apparently you don't care what I have to say. Like, Lord Jesus. Lord have mercy. Whew.
Unreal.
It's unreal. It's unreal how unreal that room is. It really is. Pat McAfee beating Gunther. What a clown. It says it all. When Paul Levesque said that Patrick McAfee is the face of WWE, I said, I know you a lie. I know you lied to me. Just lying in 4K. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know why does it feel like Rumble season, Kevin? Because it's in Saudi Arabia. That's why. We're just trying to get through the weekend. A Rumble taking place at 2:00 in the afternoon is unnatural. But we move. That's all we can do. We're just trying to get the names selected to get to WrestleMania.
Well, they're all full. So
they're all full. It's completely stacked and loaded. So we're at capacity apparently, but that's where we are. We're just trying to get through Saturday, get the names, and then we can move on. Because it is what it is. I was underwhelmed when they announced this a year ago. We see the 30 cat suits via AI, so we know it's coming. We're gonna be all right. But it does not feel Royal Rumble season-esque because of where we're gonna be on Saturday. That's just what it is, unfortunately.
We're going to have 30 female Power Rangers out there vying for a shot at the WWE Women's Championship.
Representing 30 seasons of Power Rangers. Get ready for it.
I'd better see somebody in a Power Ranger suit for real, though. You might as well.
Listen, somebody got to roll up as a Pink Ranger. Come on now.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to a surprising match. It was a triple threat match for the number one contender spot for the World Tag Team titles. Now, Jimmy is away for personal issues. I hope everything is okay on the home front. Prayers up, fingers crossed. So we had the Creed brothers back after months of being inactive on Monday Night Raw. We had the New Day, and we had the Alpha Academy. And I was shooketh that the Alpha Academy, and I will say Los Americanos too, they were in this match, Fatal 4-Way. I was astounded, pleasantly surprised that Otis and Akira Tozawa won this match, and they will face the Usos for those tag team titles at a date to be determined. Akira Tozawa, when taken seriously, is one of the very best wrestlers in WWE. And I am very thankful that at least in this championship match, he's going to get the opportunity to ball out against the Usos. And Otis will get the same chance too. They won't win, but if they put up a great performance, they might mess around, especially for Tozawa, and get a mini push out of this. This is a big opportunity for them to really step up, shine, a fresh matchup that's unique. So I'm here for it whenever it takes place. Very surprised in a good way at the outcome of this Fatal 4-Way match.
Yeah, this is a good match. Last time Tozawa was taking this serious was probably the Cruiserweight Classic. He did have a nice run with the title when he unnecessarily beat Neville, but the last time they really treated him as one of the best wrestlers in the world was probably that Cruiserweight Classic when he first got signed there. So yeah, I'm with you. I think he does have a good opportunity to really go out there and do that. When you think of all the stuff that he's been through, that they had that man as a ninja. Mm-hmm. Now they just had this dude as a standing sidekick, and I'm with you. I hope he really does get the chance to go out there and do his thing. And you know what? The way they doing things, you never know. Somebody could come and interfere and ruin the lives of the Usos just so they can win. And I'd be okay with that too. Yeah, every now and then you get an upset, and I'd be okay with this upset happening. But I'm just excited that he's going to get a real opportunity at the title. Everybody else in the match was just there. Kofi and Xavier Woods had on the longest death robes I've ever seen. So whatever they got going on, shout out to Grayson Waller for giving out the fades. And the Creed brothers, glad they still have a job. They should just go ahead and pair with Natty. Natty needs some nice muscle behind her. I think they would fit perfectly with Natty. Forget about Chad Gable for right now. She needs to go get them boys and be her muscle.
Yes, and I pray and hope that they do not fumble the Julius Creed bag. Please don't do that, because if he leaves, if he gets cut, AEW, you know what you need to do. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, don't let that kind of talent squander through the cracks. WWE, please don't do that.
Where would he even fit in AEW right now?
Somewhere, damn it. He'll be at least in the Continental Classic shit. Damn it.
That's true.
He'll be there. Shit. He'll be somewhere.
Yeah.
A tournament is a free pass in New Japan too. He'll find opportunities.
I'll give you that. That's for sure. Because they have a pretty loaded roster over there too. Andre's over there just getting women's numbers and getting matches himself. So I don't know, I don't know what would be left for Julius when he went over there. But I'm with you. WWE does not need to even give them that opportunity. It's a lot of talent everywhere. We still waiting on Montez to get a push. So we need to hold our breath on Julius.
Lord, listen. Montez, 3 years, y'all. 3 years when that man could have been elevated. And now he's going to be on the NXT Live tour this weekend before the Royal Rumble.
Oh, he was elevated. He was hanging all above that Elimination Chamber. They just didn't care when he fell back down.
Wow. The perfect analogy and euphorism for what that was, because you ain't lie.
Just saying.
When
he was up there, they was like, oh, he's the man. And as soon as he fell down, I was like, yeah, he's Montez again.
It is a laugh and a cry at how true that is, because that's exactly what happened. It still bruises my soul to see how far he has not come in 3 years. So, Julius, I pray they don't fumble you. Lord, please don't let them fumble this man. But it's WWE. You just never know. We shall see. But I love the idea of them working with Natty. Get Ivy Nile over there to revamp that entire crew and get them heated up, because they don't need Chad Gable. Chad Gable is going to come back as a machine, and he won't need extras. I hate to say it, but it's true. So we shall see where it goes from there. I do want to touch on Kevin's comment about Jay Cargill's run as champion so far. Again, that's WWE booking. That writer's room on SmackDown is terrible. So it's sad. But apparently they don't have anybody in line. They do have Jordan, thankfully, but after that, who's next?
Well, they probably can't see her, but if they do see her, like you said, like they said, who do they have to wrestle besides Charlotte, Alexa, Lash, Nia? Who does she have to wrestle? You know, Julia. Gosh, there's just Chelsea. Man,
Alba. I mean,
there's just nobody there for her to wrestle.
Candice LeRae, just no one. No one.
And Candice would probably get a really good match for her, especially the way she could just bounce around and take these crazy bumps for her. But like they said, there's nobody for these people to wrestle. So
their hands are tied on a 3-hour show.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, that's the facts. They're facts. Doesn't mean it's true for them. As we now get to the main event of Monday Night Raw, which was CM Punk versus AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight Championship. Very good title match, scrappy in spots. You always kind of wondered how this would end, because if CM Punk beat AJ outright, then you kind of know how it's going to end for him on Saturday. But it was a good title match until one Finn Balor got involved and he attacked CM Punk. He delivered 3 shotgun drop kicks to Punk against the barricade before delivering 3 coup de grace off the top rope to the stomach, to the ribs, to the back of CM Punk. And AJ Styles did not get beat down during this attack, and he was an afterthought during this attack. So it makes me think that he might not be done on Saturday after all, because if he was, this would not highlight Finn Balor as much as it did. And clearly he's angling for something. Is it a title match at the Royal Rumble against CM Punk? A match to be announced at a later date, maybe at Elimination Chamber in Chicago. That's another possibility as well. But it was a good way to end the show, and it just leaves the door open that Saturday might not be the last night we see AJ Styles wrestle in WWE.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially with the non-finish. And that does kind of leave the door open for AJ Styles to beat Gunther, and then Gunther could always come back and win the Rumble. But yeah, that's a very good point about none of the focus really being on AJ. Him kind of just sitting there watching CM Punk take this whooping. Finn Balor even looked at him like, "You cool with this? All right, word. Let me go land another one in real quick." So, I was half expecting them to go, too sweeted up and be like, "All right, go do your thing, man." But yeah, that's a good point. It does kind of leave a little bit of mystery as to who's going to win. I was fully expecting AJ just to take the L, because WWE's not built to shock people with a nice shocking win, because they would have did it last week. But I am curious to see what happens this weekend. Do they add a title match to the show? Because I know they don't want to do long shows anymore, and each Rumble is going to be at least 50 to an hour. So I wonder, do they add another title match to the show? Like you said, do they add CM Punk versus Finn Balor in his hometown, since he gave Finn Balor a shot in his hometown? A lot of questions coming out, which is kind of a good thing. You want to leave people intrigued and wanting to know more. So the breadcrumbs they laid were really good.
Yes. As it stands right now, the Royal Rumble is a 4-match card. Will they add a 5th? I do not know. I don't think they will, because each Rumble, as you said, is 2 hours right there. And you have another hour for your title match and Gunther versus Styles singles match. And I assume both guys would be in the Rumble one way or the other. So we shall see how it all shapes out. But clever ending to the show. Just gives me more belief that AJ Styles isn't done yet, because you don't want your last ever appearance on Monday Night Raw to be an afterthought, because he was given afterthought and you let that man get beat up, and you could have got up at any time, AJ, to make the save, because you was not injured. You were fine. You were able-bodied, and you realized, wait a minute, that's my Bullet Club brethren. Hey, go ahead and get yours. You get your lick in. That's all right. You saved me from eating a pin. Thank you. Appreciate you. Good looking out.
Yeah, that's tough money. CM Punk ain't got no friends.
None to speak of. No security to help out. Adam Pearce says, I'm tired. I don't have time to bring out security. They all got beat up on Saturday when Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes beat them all up. So I run out of people for the weekend. I'm so sorry. And then we get to Gunther with his sit down interview, basically saying, I'm going to retire AJ Styles. I don't care about these retirement tours. I don't care about when these people want to leave. I will put them down when I'm ready to say goodbye to them. Michael Cole, how long you been here? Been here a minute, right? You're old now. You're grizzled. I could put you down. So like Gunther is on a run of basically saying, if your career is running up, I'm going to end it. We're not going to do any retirement tours. I don't care about what you want, how long you want to be here. No, I don't have time for that because you're taking time away from me and what I need to do. And me needing that spotlight from you, I got to take care of you. You don't get to do a 35 date farewell. Not on my watch. You got to go.
Yeah, real good promo from Gunther. He is the modern day legend killer in a very literal sense. That man's ending careers. He's cutting retirement tours short, and I'm with it. The question is, does he continue that run this weekend? I think whether he does or doesn't, he's done a good job of keeping his end of the feud going. There's a strong belief that AJ's career is coming to an end.
Yes. Is it coming to an end Saturday? WrestleMania? I don't know. But it definitely leaves a lot of questions heading into this weekend because we don't know. Because a certain somebody said that AJ picked his date. We're going to get to that in a minute. Speaking of which, let's get to Saturday night's main event because we have not talked about it on this here airwave. Going back to Saturday from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And we had an opening match, allegedly, supposedly involving Cody Rhodes, our former WWE Undisputed Champion, versus Jacob Fatu. And these guys decided not to have a match. They brawled for 18 minutes all throughout the arena, in the concession stands, back through the crowd. And then Drew McIntyre said, I'm tired of both of y'all, and took them both out, put them through tables, and he stood tall as the undisputed WWE champion. But I will say that Cody and Jacob filled the time well. It was smart not to have either guy beat at this point in the game, especially Jacob, if you're pushing him to a main event spot at WrestleMania for the championship. I must say, Jacob is in phenomenal shape, the best shape he's ever been in his life. And then I think about the last time he wrestled, which was the summer of 2025. He's been on a long break, and it's done him a world of good. Got a new grill, got a new body, ready to go. Killed the promo on Friday. Cody looking like a attorney at law in his law office. It was a lot going on Friday, but I'm glad that Jacob got his shine nonetheless.
This man Jacob said, "Yeah, I seen you before." Let me tell you something.
You telling me he saw Perry Mason before?
I seen you before. I recognize you, son.
You the prosecution, ain't you?
Yeah, I know what you came to do. You ain't getting me again. Listen, the match was really good. Or the brawl was really good. I also appreciate the fact that they did that instead of having a match and then Drew coming out and ruin a DQ. This was a lot better. You got a good brawl. They took out officials and referees and backstage people. And Drew McIntyre got to stand tall. I think Drew's done a great job with the title in his short amount of time, being able to stand tall over everyone. They've done a good job with Cody of making him mortal. You know, he's not super Cody right now. He's mortal. And like you said, they're elevating Jacob Fatu at a nice pace. The promo exchange was great. Cody tried to go at him. Jacob had an answer for him. I think they've done a real good job with this feud.
Me too. It's been really good. It has reinvigorated Cody, thankfully, in some ways. Now he needs to brace himself because he will get booed at WrestleMania. If this is going to be a triple threat match at WrestleMania with Fatu and Drew McIntyre and Cody, Cody's going to get booed. It is just a reality of it at this point in time.
Yeah, and I think he's fully okay with that. Like I think he's fully okay with taking on that Cena role that Cena had for so many years, where he was the baby face and was going to be the baby face and just was okay with getting booed. Because he's also good enough in the ring to when he's facing a heel and he needs to get cheered, he can do that. He can turn a crowd. So I think he's okay with getting booed in that type of setting. Now, if it's just him versus Drew, I think he'll be fine. But with Fatu in there, I think he will be fully prepared for that.
Me too. Great business. Enjoyed the segment. Made Jacob look strong, even though he got beat down by Drew. But Drew has been carrying as a champion so far, which I enjoy as well. So no complaints from me. As we get to Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez for the women's tag team titles. Very good championship match to kick off the in ring action for Saturday night's main event. All four ladies balled out. I love the hard hitting action, especially between Liv and Io. They just don't let up in terms of their strikes and kicks and knee strikes, which I appreciated. And then a clever ref bump when Raquel basically dragged Rhea. And in doing so, Rhea knocked out the referee from behind. And then that allowed Stephanie Vaquer to come out to take out Raquel. And that gave the baby faces a chance to regroup, rebound, and get the W in this tag team championship match. I enjoyed the action. A couple of bumbles along the way that could have been disastrous in terms of refereeing, but the glue and body of the match stayed together for the most part.
Best tag division in WWE. It's better than both of the men's divisions put together. And you got a lot of main event talent in these tag team matches. And we joked about Jade and even Stephanie not having anyone to face, but that's honestly because all of the main event talent is in the tag division right now. All of the top tier talent is either in the tag division or waiting to show up until Sunday, or this weekend. I mean, so the tag division in the women's division is very, very deep and very strong. A lot of strong teams. Lash and Nia are still right there. Kiana and Julia are going to get a shot. So that women's tag is very deep. They continue to put on strong matches, and we'll see what happens. But I don't see Liv and Roxanne being long for that tag division. Actually, I can't see this tag division staying this strong for very long, because I think all of these women are going to be needed in the women's divisions going forward. Singles,
Yes.
I mean.
Yes, too many aces to be in this division, but we prayed for times like this, Scott.
Yeah, we did.
We prayed for years for this division and these titles to be taken seriously. I talked about openly retiring these titles because WWE didn't care for years. And look at the growth and the renewed focus of this division in the last year or so. And they've been basically carrying tag team wrestling on their backs for the last year. The way that both men's divisions are sad and a sad state of affairs, and the women are carrying, says so much about what the hell is going on in the men's division in terms of the tag team ranks. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's night and day. And it's kind of crazy that a lot of these are like almost makeshift teams. Like Roxanne and Liv is honestly a makeshift team. Raquel is the one who made each of those teams, and them two together is a makeshift team. Io and Rhea started as a makeshift team. Charlotte and Alexa started as a makeshift team. Nia and Lash started as a makeshift team. The men's division has teams, legit teams, who have been together for years, and it's not even close. So, one, it goes to show the talent in the women's division, which we've raved about. But it just goes to show that there is, and we didn't even talk about the Kabuki Warriors, who can go back into the tag division whenever they want as well. Bailey and Lyra, that's a better team than a lot of the men's teams they got going on. So again, the depth in the women's division, when you just talk about, especially that top tier, is very strong, and that's why I think they actually have teams that you can build up and have, like Bailey and Lyra right there to be ready whenever they do get rid of one of those teams. And I don't know what the men's division got going on both sides. Like the Wyatt Six and the MFTs are trading them back and forth, and the Raw side, the Usos, they just won the titles, and then Jay got stuff going on. So there's a whole lot, no real credible challengers over there on the men's side on Raw. It's just a mess. But the women's division has been holding it down all year when it comes to that tag team scene.
Yes. Give them their tins and their flowers for keeping it afloat. Because the men's divisions, it's rough. Dire straits. Gotta refocus on that because Lord knows if y'all try to put some tag team titles like y'all did to the New Day at last year's WrestleMania and take a spot unnecessarily, I'm gonna be mad. I am, because what have you done to build anything up? The one hope that I would love to see would be the Usos versus the Lucha Brothers. That would be great if they build it up. Otherwise, give that to me WrestleMania before. Let me see, the Raw before WrestleMania. Do that, or WrestleMania SmackDown. Do that.
Or the Raw right after. The Raw after Mania.
Yes. But don't just throw it on there just to be throwing it on there, because it doesn't make sense to me at all. But then let's get to my favorite match of the night, which was AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, for a very long time, we have prayed for a good match between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. It has not happened in WWE. We got close a couple of times, but they finally, on AJ's last run in WWE, got it right. It was a great match. They were given time. Shinsuke Nakamura is reinvigorated, motivated to go out there and work, which I love to see. AJ is still great. The chemistry was there. I love the storytelling, the selling, the technique, the submissions, the near falls, the fans getting into it when it counted down the stretch. It was just so good to see two professional wrestlers with the history they have together go out there and put on a clinic for 20 minutes. No wasted time, no wasted space. Went out there and they delivered. And AJ got the win. Phenomenal forearm. 1, 2, 3. I just thought it was a great showcase for AJ and for Shinsuke Nakamura to show the world he still got it. He still has it. When he's motivated in game, this is what you get with Shin, and it was great to see.
Yeah, I they did have one good match. I think it was either a no holds bar or something like that. It was the third match of the trilogy because the WrestleMania one was disappointing. The rematch after the heel turn was disappointing, but that third one was pretty good. This was by far the best one they've had. I agree with you on that. They gave them plenty of time. They worked a good pace. It felt like a big deal. It felt like an ending of a chapter. Like this is it. They're going all out. They did a good job of working over the knee. As far as AJ working over Shinsuke's knee throughout the match, and the finish was real strong. AJ got a decisive win heading into his matches this week. So good match, good time, and a good reception from the crowd.
Yes. And then Shinsuke Nakamura revealed a diary entry on IG detailing this match and notating a conversation he had with AJ Styles prior to said match and saying, when are you going to wrap it up? And AJ said specifically, at the Rumble. Now, will that happen on Saturday based on tonight? I don't know. But that was a telling tell that AJ was considering the end of the road at this year's Royal Rumble.
It was either that or it was episode 4 in season 3 of Unreal when Triple H was like, "Yeah, Shinsuke, why don't you just type this in on your Twitter and see what happens?" One of the two. We'll find out next year on season 3 of Unreal.
If I have the time, let me do the reenactment right now as Paul Levesque. Allow me. Yeah. So one day, I called Shinsuke Nakamura and I said, "Hey, Shin, I want you to go on ChatGPT and drop this diary entry about you and AJ Styles. Make it sound realistic and real, okay? And then I want you to get the people to believe that he told you that his last match was going to be at the Royal Rumble. And that's going to sow seeds of doubt heading into his match against Gunther. See, that's storytelling. That's how you hook them. That's how we make it unreal for these people to make them think that this is really the end of the road. I said, go to ChatGPT and type up your best diary. And that's what we got. And then I told him to take it down as if he was reprimanded for giving away the angle, because I don't want people not to believe. I want them to really think that we're going to end this man's career at the Royal Rumble, because you know why? That's what we do. We sow seeds of doubt for a documentary series now. We do it for the pop, for Unreal. We do it for Netflix, okay? I don't trust my team because they don't know what the hell they're doing. So Shin, I left it to you and Chat GBT. I left it to AI for you to give us a story that we can all latch on to make me look good at my job. Because clearly I don't know what the hell I'm doing at this stage, but you do you, Shin. You do you. Thank you for your contributions to making this story come to life.
First of all, that man's not calling Nakamura Shin. Okay.
Yes, you know he is.
No,
You know, yes, he is. Yes, yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's calling him A Shin. A. It's Paul. You got a minute? You know he's calling that man Shin.
He's calling him Naka or Knock. That's Michael Cole calls him Shin. Triple H calls him Naka. Listen, man, you're probably not wrong. I'm telling you, that is going to be the big swerve, and he's gonna be back there. He's gonna be like, "We got him. I'm telling you, man. You will see that on next season of Unreal. They're so happy with the episode views for Seth Rollins' reveal. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, we gotta do another one. We're gonna do another one this time."
Oh man, it wouldn't shock me at all. It wouldn't, because you can't believe anything, because it's all tied to WWE Unreal. There are cameras everywhere. If I find out, the crew's backstage this weekend, you know why? Filming footage. Getting the excuses lined up. I see it now.
And then Shinsuke asked me, should I tell AJ? And I was like, no, you can't bring him in. You can't tell him. Just let him believe the lie. It's like, whatever, dude.
Whatever. You do you. You do you. As we get to the main event of Saturday night's main event, it was a fatal 4-way match to determine who will face Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. It was the hometown hero, Sami Zayn, versus Randy Orton versus Trick Williams versus Damian Priest. A fun match. The fans loved Sami Zayn. They loved Randy Orton. And they appreciated Damian Priest. And they want to root for Trick, even though he's a heel. Good action. I love the work between Randy and Sammy. There's two vets going out there balling out, putting in work. Trick trying to steal pinfalls at every turn. And then Randy was just delivering belly to back suplexes on everybody on the announce table. Announce table went through it down the stretch. But ultimately, it was Sami Zayn with a haluva kick on Damian Priest to get the dub. He will now face Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. We figured that Sammy would get something at the Rumble in Saudi Arabia. So we know it might be like a 2-year plan. You get a title shot 1 year, win the Royal Rumble the next, and then maybe you will go on to main event WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year.
Yeah, when you mentioned those 4 names, one was not like the other, and it was not Trick Williams.
You are trying Damian Priest, the disrespect, the shade.
I'm just saying, one of those names did not fit the bill, and it was not Trick Williams. When he came out and that old crowd was saying, whoop, that Trick, they were talking about Damian Priest, okay? If they don't go make the Black Priest tag team like I'm telling them to, you're going to ruin something you never should have had in the first place. You got an opportunity right there, because I just don't believe Damian Priest in any of these situations right now. Unless you want to send him back and go after the U.S. title, I'm with that. Not feeling him in the main event scene. So that all aside, Trick Williams looked great. I thought he was incredible in this match. I thought his presence was great. He didn't look lost. Sami Zayn got the hero's welcome, and Randy Orton is going to get these types of reactions for the rest of his career. And when he has his farewell tour, it won't be at a John Cena level, but it won't be that far below because this man is absolutely beloved right now by the WWE audience and everywhere he goes. Match was really good. Sammy versus Drew should be a lot of fun. They are really hammering home that he's never beat Drew McIntyre one-on-one. So there's a good chance we could see a short title run for Sami Zayn.
You are such an optimist. That will not be happening. He will not be winning this championship at the Royal Rumble. He's losing because you have to build this up, right? It's another chapter of WWE Unreal that will lead to the Royal Rumble for next year and ultimately WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia to tell you, hey, this is going to be a long-term booking. It's going to take Sammy. It's going to take Sammy about 5 years for him to finish the story. I mean, he couldn't finish it in Montreal. He couldn't finish it this year. He's not going to finish it. He's going to wait until 2027 at WrestleMania, and he's going to win. That is going to be the story. He ain't winning on Saturday. And I love me some Sami Zayn. And I need this Sammy Hogan slander to stop. Stop that, y'all. Y'all just hating somebody that just has a scrappiness to them, that is persistent as a babyface. Don't you want to see greatness shine and overcome adversity? That's not a Hogan. That's Sami Zayn. Stop that.
Speaking of the Sammy Hogan, Drew McIntyre put a post up. Sami Zayn, we're almost here, said almost here on Twitter. And Drew McIntyre reposted it with the Hulk Hogan thing.
Yes.
Like, bruh.
That was wild. Listen.
He's a wild dude.
Listen. That is the only time I would tolerate Hulk Hogan on my timeline because that song always gets me every time. Like I have to click play because it's so hilarious. It is. I laughed because Drew McIntyre is habitually online. It's what he does. He knows the lingo and the nickname for Sammy, which is ridiculous. But shout out to him. He will lose on Saturday. I love Sammy, but I know how this is going to go. It is not his time just yet. And I love Trick. His time will come. Randy, as you said, when it's time for him to hang up the boots, he's going to get not on par of Cena, but very close to it because he is beloved. He is appreciated and he's having the time of his life. Like when Trick's music hits, Randy is a new Booker T. He's just vibing, bopping his head. Like you're supposed to be angry. He just having a good old time. He would do the ad-libs if he could. He would. So you're just all up in it, just having a good old time.
He probably is doing them in the ring.
Yes, in his head. Or like, mouthing it out, Sammy Ziggler. That is more appropriate, Fernando. That is more appropriate. Sammy Ziggler, who will never achieve the apex mountaintop moment until it's too late. That is great. I love that. Sammy Ziggler.
Ziggler got it at the right time. Alberto Del Rio was just like, yeah, I don't like you, and just kicked him in the head too hard and was like, yeah, we're not having this. So that's what happened with Ziggler. Ziggler was about to have a nice little run until Alberto was like, yeah, let me get this title back real quick.
Knocked my man clean out. Concussed him. Hurt my soul. But he is Sammy Ziggler. I like that name, actually. That's going to be Sammy's nickname, Sammy Ziggler, until further notice. It is.
God dang.
Man, sorry, but I have to roll with it. I'm so sorry. But Sammy Ziggler will not be
Fernando,
winning.
real quick. You know who did have a nice run? I know you'll like this, Fernando. Jinder Mahal.
And at that point, Fernando says, well, good night. It's been great. We're not going to
get my shot in before he took his shot. He always coming at me about Jinder. I had to get mine in first this week.
Okay, that's fair. But what I'm about to do before we move on to NXT very quickly is I'm about to pay someone the biggest compliment I can possibly pay them because Ilya Dragunov is about to give Michael Mizanin the best match of his career imminently. And you should be happy about that. You should be thrilled that Ilya gonna have that man working hard when they have their match.
I'm actually quite on the other end. Ilya is gonna beat the hell out of Mike the Miz, and I'm not too sure how he's gonna handle all of that. Okay, This is a
Listen,
different type of dragon he about to be in the ring with.
exactly. The American Dragon went light. Ilya will not. So what I need Miss to do, because I think that he could have a great match if it was to go in that direction. But I do need Mike to get his affairs in order. Let Maurice and the kids know he might not come back the same. Let them know now, like he might come back a bruised up man, scarred up, chest collapsed, all that. Let them know.
Yeah, it should be a good match, but the Miz is gonna go through hell in that one.
Yes. He will not come out the same. He might need George to help him with convalescence. He might, but we're going to pray. We will. But let's briefly get to NXT. Want to talk about one thing, and that was the main event from last week's show. Triple threat match, Vader Influence, Zaruka, and then we had Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray. Hoopers. Great match. Best match. A noted ratings grower on the CW. So clearly these ladies are a draw. But I want to call out, obviously, Kendall Gray. Obviously, clearly. Also, I'm going to have to call out somebody else because they've stepped up. They've proven to me that they got it. They got the sauce. Lainey Reed. Get your baddie chain. Get your chain. You've proven yourself to me, because my main issue with you was not you, but it was your presentation. Because you already got the country girl and Fallon Henley. We didn't need two of you. You found your lane by looking at Joshi tapes and New Japan footage. You found your purpose. You found your purpose to be a shooter in life, and I love that for you. You stay right there. Jasmine, who? I don't know who that was in that group. I don't know who that is.
Talking about this girl?
Huh? Who?
You talking about
Miss Pele?
Miss Pele
kick her one good move? I don't know who that is. You talking about an upgrade.
Listen, all right. You know what? I'm with you. I won't disagree with any of that. Everybody in there did their thing. Again, especially with Oba leaving, the women's division is the best thing NXT has going for them. And at least their main division has something going for them as well. They got a lot going on in that division. So they at least got some stuff going on. But I'm with you. Toxic Attraction is looking very strong, very healthy. And that's a crew that's gonna, when they get called up, they're gonna do some damage, I think, and very quickly. Zoruka, don't see them going on very long. And I also think Ren Sinclair is going to be turning on Kendall very soon as well. So we'll see what happens with that tag division, because I think two of those teams will be imploding very soon.
Yes, Vengeance Day is coming up, and vengeance shall be had by one of them for sure. Looking forward to that. But we need Fatal Influence to the main roster. They'll keep the tag team rank strong whenever that time comes, because yeah.
I keep calling them Toxic Attraction. They are absolutely Fatal Influence.
Yes, they are. You have flashbacks to what they once were, but they are cooking right now. They're cooking. They really are. And I was very impressed with Lainey last Tuesday. She balled out. I like what I see, and her future's bright. It really is. Like, once she stopped cosplaying as Fallon's sister, it all came together. And I love that for me.
That's because she didn't know what to do. She was like, let me just follow your lead. But you're right. Now she at least got a lane she fit in. And they actually make a pretty good tag team, which is the important thing as well.
Yes, I see them as individuals and not clones.
Yeah,
that's the upgrade for me, because that was my concern. Like, girl, we cloning. We already got a baddie in Fallon. You can't be her, but she's being herself now, which I appreciate. So great tag team match. Looking forward to Zaruka versus the Impact Knockout Tag Team Champions, whatever. NXT need their own tag team division back in terms of titles. I digress, though. I digress. Why are we fighting for scraps when we could be fighting on the main roster? But I'll let that go. As we now get to what we're here for, which is Royal Rumble predictions. Who we think is going to win the key matches this Saturday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific, on the ESPN app, unlimited version, streaming live for our viewing pleasure. So, Scott, we've talked about this extensively. Gunther versus AJ Styles. Will AJ beat Gunther? Will his career continue? Or will this be the end of the line for the phenomenal one on Saturday night?
I was 98% convinced that Gunther was going to beat him. But what you said about the way they left AJ on Raw, and you wouldn't do that to somebody who's having his last match on Monday Night Raw. You would at least let him have that farewell moment, and maybe he did have it after it went off air. But I'm gonna say Gunther retires him. I'm gonna say they keep the gimmick alive, and Gunther retires him just because I don't have Gunther winning the Rumble. Because if Gunther loses, he's winning the Rumble. But I don't think he's winning the Rumble. So I'm going to go with Gunther retiring AJ Styles. And then he goes and actually finishes his career in TNA.
I would have picked Gunther until the end of Monday Night Raw. It just felt so uninspired. If that was AJ's last ever appearance as an active wrestler on Monday Night Raw, it had to have been better than that. That is not how you send someone off on their last episode before retirement. So because of that, because of the inconclusiveness of that championship match, AJ is going to win. Gunther, will he win the Rumble? We shall see. But I do foresee him retiring someone else at WrestleMania who's on borrowed time, if it is to be believed.
Who's that?
Redacted.
Oh. Isn't WrestleMania like Minneapolis, or somewhere? Isn't it a show coming up in Minneapolis sometime soon?
It is a SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, he's definitely at least getting the SummerSlam.
Yeah, but I feel like he's going to retire someone else imminently.
Okay.
It's just how it's phrased. It doesn't sound like he signed a long-term contract to do a lot of matches.
Okay. All right. So. I'm with that. That's got to be I know you don't like him, but that's going to be a great match.
Oh, we absolutely, because he's going to wake Redacted up.
Yeah, he's going to get that first chop and be like, oh, okay, let me wake up for real.
Yeah, he's going to go back like it's 2002.
Yeah.
He's going to go back 20 years.
For sure.
He's going to be, like, wow, this is real. Yeah. Gunther don't play. So get used to it, homie. Do what you got to do. Wake up. Get locked in. But we already talked about who I think is going to win this match coming up. It is Drew McIntyre, the undisputed WWE champion, versus Sami Ziggler. And I got Drew McIntyre. Sami Ziggler will not be winning this match. Love me some Samuel, but Ziggs ain't winning this match.
Sami Ziggler is a crazy name. I'm definitely going with Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn wins. They're just hammering home that he's never beat Drew McIntyre so hard. I don't think he makes it to Mania as champion, but I think he wins it there, gets a nice moment, and then he'll lose it in Chicago.
I just want to mention the cleverness from Fernando to find another Z name to make that hit. And he landed on Ziggler. Brilliant. Love that.
It's a wild name.
It has a great ring to it, though. Sami Ziggler. It does.
What's that movie Mark Wahlberg was in when he first started, where he was the porn star?
Boogie Nights.
That's a name that should have been in Boogie Nights.
Yes. Sami Ziggler from the great Ziggler line of porn stars.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. Love that indeed. As we now get to the matches themselves, the Royal Rumble matches. Now, let me get my list here. Let's go to the Women's Royal Rumble first, because Adam Pearce is a liar. So for the women, 17 of the 30 entrants have been declared for the Royal Rumble, and they are Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bailey, Lara Valkyria, Asuka, Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and let's see who else is on this list too. Nia Jax, Lash Legend, Julia, Maxine Dupree, and Becky Lynch. There are several entrants not announced yet, but Scott, who you got?
I've been saying it for a while, and I'm sticking with it. We know the sisters don't get the greatest reactions over there, but I'm hoping the time would do this a little different. I got Bianca Belair coming back and winning the Rumble.
I love your pick. I want to support your pick, but I'm thinking it's going to be Liv Morgan this year. I think possibly maybe, but I would love to see Bianca come back and win it, just so the Saudi fans will cheer, because they have no choice but to stand.
We'll see if they do that.
It's going to be tough.
Well, let me ask you this, though. If Liv does win, do you see Raquel winning the title and Liv going after Raquel?
Ooh. Maybe. Yes. Potentially. Possibly maybe.
Because I'm wondering who she would pick. If she does win, like, who would she go after? Because her versus Jade doesn't make a lot of sense. But if Raquel wins the title, I could see that happening. But
they've teased her and Stephanie. If they choose to go there, they could. But there's options there for sure. So I'm not opposed to it either way. Is one Liv in a better spot than she is right now, being in the tag team ranks? Winning the Rumble would definitely help that. But my backup would be Bianca Belair. We have not seen our girl in nearly a year due to a freaking broken finger, the most stubborn finger it's ever been to heal so slowly. But hopefully she's ready to come back just in time for WrestleMania season and she wins it. That is my hope too. We shall see, just so the Saudi fans can get up and show some love for our melanated sister. That's my one hope and prayer.
Let me throw another curveball at you. Who's your final four for the women?
Ooh. Bianca, Liv, AJ, Lee, Becky Lynch.
Okay, I'm swapping out AJ Lee for Rhea Ripley. I think she makes it to the final four. I'm with you on Liv. I had her in my final four, and I might go with Io Sky instead of Becky Lynch. I don't think Becky Lynch is going to make it that far. I think AJ takes her out early on. I think that's my final four, because I think Bianca and Rhea are the last two. I think they have their face off like a Shawn Michaels Undertaker-esque final two.
That'd be a beast final four. I love that. Let's see if they pull the trigger. Now let's go to the liar, shall we? So Adam Pearce told Finn Balor, ain't got nothing. I ain't got it. I don't have a spot for you. All 30 spots are taken. So this bald-headed liar lied, because according to Wikipedia, as of right now, as of January 27th, 2026, 15 out of 30 entrants have declared for the Royal Rumble. Half the field. So I guess this man's got a hidden list of people that he has not revealed yet. But according to Wikipedia, just 15 have been selected. And they are Cody Rhodes, attorney at law, Gunther, Jey Uso, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio for now, Penta, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Bron Breakker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, Javon Evans, Obafemi. Who you got?
I think the men's ones is a little bit more wide open. I really don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with Roman Reigns, because I think Cody ends up getting that title back somehow, and I think we get Roman Cody 3.
Well, we're not getting that, because they're not running it back again this year. Does not mean that Roman won't win the Rumble, but they're pretty adamant they do not want to do Cody and Roman 3 right now. They don't want to do it.
That's an unreal swerve for you.
Yeah, that's all that unreal swerve. Yeah, it could be. It could be. But I think that when they air season 3 or season 4 now for 2027, they'll say, you know what? After much consideration, this ain't the match to run. Not just yet. So they've reconvened, they've reconsidered, and that will not be the match. So that leaves us with what the hell is Roman going to do at WrestleMania? Because he ain't coming out for scraps. So he possibly could win the Royal Rumble to get a championship match against CM Punk, his Z-Bro, at WrestleMania, potentially, if they want to go in that direction. My backup winner, Bron Breakker.
Breakker makes a lot of sense, and that would be a good way to get him back. But you know what? Another thing, if Sammy were to win the title, him versus Roman in the main event, there is a lot of story there, and you could do a lot with that match. There's a lot of story to be told there. Sammy would get a lot of love with all that. I think you could do that, but yeah, I still think Roman wins because I just don't know why. Like you said, I don't know what else he does at WrestleMania. Him versus Punk is a big time match that we haven't had one-on-one yet. Bron Breakker's a nice backup. The men's one's wide open. I wish they would grow a set and just maybe let Oba, push him, shoot him to the moon. Just let him come in and just run roughshod. Then you could do him versus Drew, since Drew ruined his opportunity against Cody. There's a natural story right there. Fernando, don't play with me. Okay. I'm already not looking forward to that aspect of the whole thing as it is. Okay. I already know walls are getting broken down. I'm not trying to break bread with Judas. Okay. Do not play with me because I do not. That will make me consider not watching WrestleMania. I do not want to see Jericho in any type of main event match at WrestleMania. Okay. Let me tell you that right now.
Listen, we have to remember who is still there.
No, we don't.
Power. No, listen, Scott. I'm trying to calm your fears.
Okay.
Walk with me, talk with me. Okay. We have to remember who's there. It's still Paul Levesque.
Okay, that's right.
And it's been 26 years, okay? He still, deep down, hates Chris Jericho for being more over than he was 26 years ago. So he ain't winning shit in terms of the Royal Rumble. That man's going to get a nice retirement tour, get a nice package out of it, get a Hall of Fame induction. Like, I'm going to give you all the things you need on the way out the door. But I ain't forgot what you tried to do to me 26 years ago. You ain't winning a damn thing. Okay? You might be final 6 in the Rumble, but you ain't winning it.
Maybe be final 4, and I'd be okay with that because the crowd will probably love it. But you know what? You're right, Keila. You're easing my nerves. Fernando, you're playing with my emotions. Okay? It must be because of the gender thing. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Okay? Just don't be playing with me like, my blood pressure all up. My kids probably done heard me screaming. They probably about to walk up here and say, what's going on? Whew, you're right. Thank you, Keila. You walked me back down because that would be the worst.
Come on now. Paul still hates that man to this day.
Paul been listening to AI. Okay, Paul been listening to AI. All right, so we don't know what he's gonna do. He been listening to AI, and I don't know what the AI algorithm got going on.
It ain't gonna have a Chris Jericho win. It's not. I'm telling you right now, you are safe and sound. Triple H has his limits. Like, I will give him a moderate, respectable push, and he will get a push into the Hall of Fame. And after that, he can push himself into the Jericho Cruise, and we'll sponsor the cruise, and we'll have NXT matches on the cruise. It's going to be a fun party. But please, he ain't winning the Rumble.
All right. By the way, so who goes on the Jericho Cruise this year? Because I guess it's not going to be Elite.
Undertaker. It's going to be some podcasts. 6 feet under the sea. 6 feet under the sea with Undertaker.
Logan Paul will get some
impulsive. Yep. Cody, which we want to talk about on a boat. It's gonna be a lot of that going on.
O'Shea Jackson
and them. It's gonna be some interesting characters on that boat for sure. NXT matches on the boat. They might air an episode
for
of
sure.
NXT on the boat. They might.
Now, the boat episode of AEW was pretty
That was
cool. So
cool.
that would
It was
actually
cool.
be pretty dope. Yeah, that would be pretty dope. I would not be opposed to that.
Yes, like that's the one thing he can do for me. Live action on a boat. So I'm all for that. I love that episode of Dynamite. I love
Yeah, that was a fun episode.
the picture of the actual boat on the sea was a wonderful image when they did that. So I would love to see them back on the boat doing things because Triple H that's as much I'm gonna give you. We'll give you a boat, we'll give you a Hall of Fame, give you a nice spot at the Rumble, give you a decent match at WrestleMania, but you winning, no sir. Ain't gonna happen. Fernando, Travis Scott will not be on the cruise. R-Truth will be on the cruise for Travis Scott's on the cruise during his concert.
They won't even let Travis Scott keep a theme song. He definitely ain't going on that cruise.
As soon as that 1 year anniversary was up, they said, "Look, get him off the air. We're done with him." Erased from
And that's
WWE
a theme song
history.
longer than that. Like that was quick.
I was figuring when they was gonna pull it, go like, you know what? That song ain't gonna be here for 2026. It's gonna be gone.
Man, I still can't believe that man and his sage ruined a whole main event just for him to be like, you know what? I'm good actually. Crazy.
And get blacklisted from WWE, blacklisted and shaded by everybody, which is crazy. We need an Unreal episode of that. The rise and fall of Travis Scott as a celebrity performer in WWE. What went wrong?
Shout out to Jelly Roll.
The most random thing you can possibly say.
Star Search's own Jelly Roll.
Star Search's own Jelly Roll. We're only good for 5 weeks, guys. Not 12, just 5 to find a star in our search for tomorrow.
That's because he got to get ready for WrestleMania.
Listen, training ain't no joke, okay? He's got to get ready to avenge his loss to Logan Paul.
Anthony Anderson is going to be his manager.
Oh God, stop. Let's stop that right now. All righty. So those are our Royal Rumble predictions for this year. Will we be proven right or wrong? Come Saturday, we'll talk about it. I think we'll do a live show later that night talking about who won, who lost as the road to WrestleMania officially begins this weekend. So before we go, and I know Scott's reading a lot of stuff that does not look.
First of all, this man said twins, Brenda and Brianna. Like, I'm just confused and trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Listen, inside track on the womb. That's a new one for me.
That's crazy because okay. Shout out to Brenda and Brianna.
Alrighty, so that is a wrap for this week's episode of The Wrap on the Fight Game Media Network YouTube channel. I want to thank my co-captain, Salty Scott Young, for joining me to recap the week so far in WWE as the road to WrestleMania begins.
As always, thank you for having me, Keila. It was a pleasure to chop it up and talk all things WWE. I look forward to the Royal Rumble. Don't have any confidence in my men's Royal Rumble pick at all, but we'll see what happens with that.
It is going to be an unpredictable show, I think, in some ways. You don't know where it's going to go in terms of the winner for these Rumble matches. I think that's a good thing because, it's been predictable for the last couple of years. And I do like that we don't know. We have ideas, we have feelings, but will it come to pass? To be determined. I am looking forward to AJ's match against Gunther. We don't know if that's a retirement match per se. We'll see. I'm looking forward to both Rumble matches and Sami Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre for the championship. Looking forward to that.
I hope he wins the title because I hope he wins just so I can rub it in you and Fernando's face next week, man. I need this man to win the title now, just for me.
And when he doesn't, I will look at you and say, listen, you tried your very best to will that man to victory. Just like you're trying to will a team with Black Priest, and that's not happening either, as you would join me in Lonely Land of tag teams that never were. Rest in peace, Andrade and Mello.
Melo's doing just fine right now, and Andrade's out here pulling women at his show, so he's doing just fine too.
Listen, okay? Success looks different.
It does. It looks very different for who you are. I can tell you that.
Doesn't mean you're not successful. It just looks different.
100%.
Absolutely. So good for him. At least he's officially working for AEW now that he knows that you just can't job hop because you did get fired with cause. Okay. So he learned a valuable lesson. He did. But now we're back. We're back. And that's good to see. But we'll be back, I think, this weekend, recapping the highs and lows from the 2026 Royal Rumble. We'll talk about the winners, the losers, Scott being a loser, and we'll talk about all of that next week right here on the regular wrap to start the road to WrestleMania live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So until Saturday, that is the week so far in WWE. Enjoy the Royal Rumble this weekend on ESPN, on the app, of course. And so for myself and for Salty Scott Young, that is a wrap for all things WWE. Take care and bye-bye.